starting off by sanding her nails just so that these nail tips can stick. And I'm using my drill at a low speed because I don't want to remove too much of her nail off. Just want to take off the natural shine. Now I'm going to be applying her tips on sidewall to sidewall, making sure that they fit, and I'm going to do that to all 10 fingers. Then I'm cutting them to her desired length, and all I do is line it up with the cuticle area and then cut, and then go back in if I need to cut more to make it even. And I'm using my straight edge scissors.
Yeah, I want to share my world, don't you understand? Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give all day.
And a little trick for the thumb, you want to measure it with the pointer finger so that you know that they're all even with the rest of the nails. So now she wanted coffin, so I'm going to just be cutting the corners of each one of her nails, and this just helps save time when filing.
Turn me inside out, make my heart beat, need no one else.
And taking a 80 grit file, I'm going to be lining it up with that edge that we cut off, and this is just going to help me get the perfect coffin shape.
Think about you, your smile, your style is so fly.
Taking the drill on a low speed again with the sand band, I'm just going to be blending her natural nail with the tip. In doing so, this helps you to get no lifting. And dust them off, but then also use one of these type of brushes to really get into the grooves of everything and get all that dust out. Now I'm taking my pH Bond by Gelish, and I'm just going to be dehydrating her nails, and then I'm going in with the No Lift Primer.
Anything you want from me, anything you want, anything you.
For the pinky nail, I'm going to be using Young Nails Speed Clear, and I'm just going to do a full nail of clear. My first bead, I put it right under where the tip and the natural nail meet, and this is fast curing acrylic, so you want to move a little bit faster, use a wetter beads if you move slower, and just bring it downwards. And then at the end, I'm going to be taking that piece off at the bottom to make the shape the same, and then I'm just going to be checking my shape, make sure it's still the same, and then going back in with another bead and applying it right above the one that we just put down. And I blend it up at the top first, and then I'm going to bring it down and blend it downwards. And you want to make sure that you're patting your beads flat so that you have no lumps or bumps. I am going to go and apply a cuticle bead, just really small, just to make sure that that area is really flush. And as you can see, there is a dip in the nail, so I'm just going to go back in with another bead and fill it in by brushing it upwards and pulling it downwards. Going into the next nail, I'm just going to be applying a small tiny bead of that Young Nail Speed Clear just to protect her nail from any color. I'm going to do that to the same thing with the middle finger, applying a tiny bead of that clear to protect her nail from getting dyed from any of the colors that I'm going to use. So now going back into the second finger, I'm going to be creating a marble effect. I use the Young Nail Speed Clear Super White by Valentino, and one of their blue colors as well. I can't remember what the number is, but all I do is take the clear bead, add a dot of the blue and the white, and then just use my brush to swirl it around to create a marble effect.
I feel a chemistry, I won't let no one come and take your place, 'cause the love you give, you can't be replaced. See no one else, let me like you do, that's why I'm mine, to spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can, I wanna share my world, don't you?
And now I'm just going to be repeating that same process to her middle finger, applying the clear, then adding the blue and the white and creating a swirl for a marble effect. For this nail, I also added a blue glitter acrylic that is from Valentino, and I just created 2 lines of it into the marble. So now going back into that finger, I'm going to be capping those colors in, and you want to try to use larger beads to just encapsulate the full nail, but this is a size 8 brush, so it took me a couple beads in order to fully encapsulate the nail. And like I said before, you want to make sure you're keeping your shape the same, so as you're going through, you want to just keep patting the sides of the nail and then going back in with more beads. Same thing for the middle finger, I'm capping all those colors inwards, and then I'm going to be patting it flat so that we have no lumps or bumps in the nail, also fixing my shape as I go. Here you can see that there is a dip in the nail, so I'm going back in with that clear and blending it upwards, blending it downwards, just to make sure that there's no lumps or bumps in my nail. This will help you with filing, make filing easier so that you're not really trying to even out the nail too much. For her pointer finger, I'm going in with Soft Touch by Valentino, and my first bead is going to be where the tip and the natural nail meet, and I'm just going to be bringing it downwards. Like I said before, checking the sides of the nail to make sure that I'm not losing any shape, taking off any excess acrylic, and then going in with another bead.
Anything you so desire, anything come. Your love is so kind and a million. Goes on and on and on. You give all day long. Your love is so kind and a million. Goes on and on and on. You give me a really good feeling all day long.
For her thumbnail, I am just going to apply that clear layer down because this is going to be a full blue nail. And I'm just going to be taking that blue, patting it flat, and then bringing it downwards. Also checking my shape as I go.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me, between me and you.
Now going in with the Young Nail Speed Clear, I'm going to be encapsulating the entire nail just to make sure that when I file, I'm not going to be losing any of the color. And I repeated the same colorway on the other hand, just in pink. Now taking my drill in the highest speed, I'm going to be going side to side, also going underneath the nail to get any excess acrylic off, and then also using this bit to fix my shape. That way I don't have to hand file as much later. And I'm just going to repeat this to all 10 of her nails, just making sure that they're flat, going underneath the nail, and fixing my shape with it as well. Now with this bit, I'm going around the cuticle area just to make sure that there's no flooding, getting any excess acrylic that there is out. And then this will also make the nails really flush. That way it'll create a natural effect. And like I said, I don't really have to file too much. So I just go in and crispen up the shape, and then that's really it. So now I'm going to be using a sanding band to go over the nail, and then I'm also going to be buffing the nail out. And after she washed her hands, I'm going into my nail art. So for this nail, I am just going to be outlining the nail in the blue polish. For her pointer finger, I'm going to be creating a baby's foot. This is hand drawn. I just, went with the flow and then outlined the foot with a striper brush, and then I went in and filled it in with the blue color.
Anything you want from me, anything you want, anything you need, anything you so desire. I'll give you.
Taking a dotting tool, I'm going to be creating 2 dots and making them into a point to create a heart. Then using that same dotting tool, I'm going to be doing 5 dots to create the baby's toes. The bigger dot is going to be for the big toe, obviously, and then the smaller dots for the little toes. And then taking that same brush again, I'm just going to be creating the word boy above the nail with a question mark.
All day long,
For her middle finger, I'm taking some diamond gel and applying this cute little blue teddy bear, and then using Koopa's top coat, I'm top coating around the bear and then also underneath the nail because some of the nail is clear, so I want to make it as see-through as possible. Using that same diamond gel again, I'm going to be creating a diamond design with blue crystals, and I kind of just freestyled. I put a bigger gem and then smaller gems and just went with how I thought it would look best. And then once again, that Koopa top coat on top and underneath the nail, especially because this is a full clear nail. Like I said, you want it to be as see-through as possible. For this fingernail, I just created a crown of diamonds, going from big to small. And then for this nail, I also top coated it with the Koopa's shiny top coat on top and underneath. For her thumbnail, I created another crown, just instead with this one, I added a bigger gem to it just to create a different type of look. And I repeated these same steps on her other hand, just in pink, so everything is the same except I wrote the word girl instead of boy, and this is the final look.